You scroll to decompress, but hours later, you put the phone down feeling more anxious and mentally exhausted. While this state of passive consumption can feel like rest, it actively conditions your brain's reward system for lethargy. Modern digital platforms are designed to exploit this response. They engineer constant emotional reactivity, draining your baseline confidence to extract your attention. Relying on willpower to put the phone away is a losing strategy against algorithms built by thousands of engineers. The way out requires a cognitive replacement protocol. By substituting the scroll with high-leverage disciplines, you begin to overwrite those passive neural pathways. Moving past the scroll loop works by forcing your brain to reset its default focus through deliberate, targeted action. The process starts by securing internal stillness. Spending time in nature, hiking, walking through forests, or watching a sunrise, forces a hyperactive mind to reset to a natural baseline. Once that baseline is established, physical discipline takes over. Strength training builds muscle, while training you to confront and push through discomfort instead of reflexively avoiding it. Combat sports like boxing or jiu-jitsu push this discipline further. They train the central nervous system to remain calm and calculating under immediate physical pressure. These physical practices generate emotional proof. Every workout or sparring session provides the brain with tangible evidence of its own resilience. The game of chess bridges that physical control with mental strategy. A single careless move on the board punishes impulsive behavior, while cold patience is consistently rewarded. Mastering these foundational disciplines builds a resilient internal environment. You stop reacting emotionally to the chaos of the modern world and begin acting with intention. Internal calm clears the way for cognitive clarity. While passively consuming content, the human brain easily tricks itself into feeling highly informed. We assume we know a subject deeply, but there is a massive gap between what we recognize and what we articulate. Writing serves as a ruthless filter. What sounds logical in your head often crumbles on paper, forcing you to structure your thoughts. Attempting to teach those concepts to someone else acts as an immediate diagnostic test. When you try to explain an idea simply, you expose the gaps in your own understanding. To fill those gaps efficiently, reading biographies provides a strategic shortcut. You absorb the hard-earned wisdom and strategies of others without having to pay the price of their years of failure. Spending time on the mechanics of logic and mental models isolates your decision-making from the constant noise of popular opinion. These analytical pursuits systematically strip away unearned confidence. They replace it with a tested intellectual capability that holds up under scrutiny. With a disciplined and sharpened mind, the next step is translating that internal capability into tangible value in the real world. Public speaking acts as the primary mechanism for this translation. It reduces the fear of external judgment and shifts how others perceive your authority. Alongside clear communication, negotiation becomes an essential tool. It ensures you extract your actual value from the economy, rather than accepting whatever the system defaults to giving you. These skills lay the groundwork for asymmetric leverage. In the modern creator economy, your potential output can be divorced from the hours you spend working. Mastering AI tools creates this exact leverage. A single individual can execute the workload of entire departments. The skill of video editing captures, shapes, and directs the most valuable resource on the internet: human attention. Building an online business, a brand, or a channel is the culmination of this process. It turns these skills into independent income streams, moving you away from the scrolling loop. By mastering these external skills, you transition out of the role of an anxious consumer and become a highly leveraged, proactive creator. Facing a list of 13 major disciplines can trigger an immediate sense of psychological overwhelm, but you do not need to tackle all of them. Selecting and mastering just 2 or 3 of these habits is sufficient to build the momentum needed to break the cycle. Building tangible skills creates quiet empowerment, a sharp contrast to letting thousands of hours vanish into a glowing screen. The shift requires a choice right now. Pick your 2 disciplines and begin implementing them, rather than passively clicking on the next video in your feed. The reward of this protocol is reclaiming control over your attention and your direction. Subscribe for more strategies to master your mind.